I had, for instance, to speak a line which ran something like this, quote, "With sails full spread will you sail full tilt into the bosom of my solitude," unquote. Now, actually, Lester has remembered quite accurately the line in the authorized Macmillan translation in English. Then he carries on. There was no indication, as far as I could discover, who was invited to sail full tilt into the bosom of my solitude. Fortunately, I was able to mouth this gibberish from behind the scenery. As you know, the Raja is is not seen until the very end, because the part I was playing was that of a king who had taken a vow of solitude, and so the audience was spared my blushes. Now he's also misinterpreting. I don't know whether he's misinterpreting the play deliberately or he's forgotten the original performance, because, of course, apart from the fact that Mrinalini Devi had cast a British man in the role of the Raja, which immediately gives it a politicized interpretation as far as they are concerned, he doesn't seem to understand this, or at least lets on to his audience that he doesn't care for this particular interpretation. And he carries on. Because the play was completely incomprehensible, it was received very well by the audience. Incomprehensibility is regarded as a virtue in India. In that unfortunate country, if you can manage to remain not understood, you stand a chance of reaching the very pinnacle of fame. Now, this is wonderful for the election times that we are facing right now. The incomprehensible is almost at one with the divine. The land is littered with philosophic charlatans who capitalize the people's ignorance and attraction for the unknown. Lester must be spinning around somewhere watching what's happening in India right now. The worship of the incomprehensible is probably the secret of Mr. Gandhi's success. Now, this is the Mahatma Gandhi, okay, not lesser mortals down the line. For his metaphysical explanations of his political actions seem designed to mystify and confuse. You understand the politics behind this, of course, at that time in the 1920s. Rabindranath Tagore has also proved himself a master of the unintelligible, as he too follows the principle that simplicity, clarity, and reason are all devices of Satan, and are fit only for the materialists. As an essay in incomprehensibility, Red Oleanders was worthy of the Nobel Prize. It was such a masterpiece of its kind that when one of the performers forgot his part and was already in the third act when the rest of the cast was still in the second, it caused no comment either among the audience or by the critics. So obviously there were critics. I have not been able to find any critics because I haven't been to Bombay. I would need to go to Bombay to hunt actually newspaper reviews physically to find these reviews of the performance, because Leicester's is the only other account we have. There must be others who thought differently about this production, let us hope. Although the play contained no reference to oleanders of any color, the title subsequently interested the police. They were at once attracted by the word red. The word red has only one meaning for the Indian police. After studying the play and finding it unintelligible, they came to the conclusion that red oleanders must be communist propaganda. In the opinion of the police, as revealed during the trial in Meerut, I entered into a conspiracy to overthrow the king from the moment I took part in Tagore's Red Oleanders. Now, I think this is wonderful that finally we have this production coming to light, and more research obviously needs to be done on it, even though it's obviously an amateurish performance, but still it deserves to be more to be found out about this particular, both the interpretation and the performance. Now let's move ahead to 1927, a very famous painting. This is Notir Puja, 1927. Oh, sorry. Again, for some reason, it's not holding the slide. This is Noti herself, the dancer, in her final dance. This is not in Victoria. This is painted by Nandalal Bose, and this is a painting by Nandalal of his own daughter. As those of you who remember, uh, the role of the main role of the play was enacted by Gauri Bose. This is beautiful. The entire, once again, the movement, the dance has been captured in. I would not want to compare Abanindranath and Nandalal, but you can do the comparison for yourself. Obviously, he is equally passionately involved in the fact that it was his own daughter, but at the same time performing. But at the same time, just to capture this final dance to her death, because that's what happens afterwards, is a wonderful act of artistic creation, in my opinion. This is presently, as far as I'm aware, still in a private collection. But many more of these are probably around, but we don't know about them. And this is up to younger researchers to find out as many of these that are possible to locate to recreate a fuller idea of the production. Nandalal Bose, as many of you know, joined Vishwabharati in 1919, and after he came along, it became the rule for Vishwabharati productions of Rabindranath's plays to have a color palette of blue, yellow, and red. And you can see in the painting itself, you have a little of that coming in. Blue, yellow, and red in the set design, even in the lighting, as we have evidence of from elsewhere. From 1920, you will find all the time. And immediately I will move to 1929, the next production of which we have a lot of painterly evidence, and I'll show you blue, yellow, and red. But in costume a little later on. This is Taupati, the play Taupati. Again, we're jumping the slides. 1929 Kolkata, which made a deep impact when it was staged over here with Rabindranath as Bikram. That is Abanindranath's depiction of Rabindranath in the role of Raja Bikram. In 1929, Rabindranath would have been 68 years old, and that is him acting as Bikram in the, I would expect, in the first or second scene of the play. The next slide is by, let me just stop this, hopefully, is by Pratima Devi. And Pratima Devi was also, again it's jumping, was also a very good painter, and she captured her father-in-law in the same role, but wearing this blue turban. Could it be possibly from another scene early on in the play? And she has captured the red, yellow, and blue, Nandalal's color pattern. And then she does another painting of her father-in-law in the last act of Taupati. So here, of course, his expression has also changed. But I'm very curious why in all three of these paintings by two different painters, Rabindranath is being shown in right profile only. This is very interesting for me. Maybe you have some ideas about why this is the case. Taupati has other illustrations as well. Abanindranath's painting, what he called the mask series of Shumitra, Rani Shumitra. This is Amita Thakur in the part of Rani Shumitra. At this time, Abanindranath had got very interested in what he called quote-unquote masks, But actually what this is very clear to theatre workers, because this is the costume, this is the makeup design. This is the makeup design and the headdress, of course, for a character. And Abanindranath has several of these for this particular production. This, by the way, is still in Rabindra Bharati Society. This is not among the Victoria collection as yet, but it's quite beautiful. And this, which is in the Victoria collection, is not named, but definitely it is Shumitra, because all you have to do is compare. It's the same person, it's the same character. And this too is done, of course, by Abanindranath, but from a different scene in the play, probably towards the end. And then Abanindranath, as I told you, his favorite was Dinendranath. He went on to paint, sketch several of Dinendranath in the character of Devdatta. And here is a mask of Devdatta, literally a mask. And this is the final makeup design for Devdatta. Dinendranath, 3 different versions. I'll go back to you to the first, the sketch. As Devdatta, Devdatta is Bikram's friend confidant, Brahmin confidant. The mask itself, the true mask, let me put it that way, and the makeup design. And finally, to wind up this evening's presentation, 1933, when Tasher Desh came to Madan Theatre, produced there. Again, each one of these Calcutta productions was received fabulously. We have photographs of Tasher Desh, but many of us don't know that Pratima Tagore, painted the Raja of Tasher Desh in this way. And this too looks a lot like Bikram, but much younger, of course. So I have been wondering whether this was perhaps a painting or an idea of Pratima Devi's about Bikram too. I can't tell for sure, because the Raja of Tasher Desh looking like this, maybe, why not? What's wrong with that? But that same right profile, that same beard, that same headgear, well, who knows? But we'll go by the title as far as the title we know, Raja of Tasher Desh, for this particular painting. Maybe this was mislabeled, I don't know for sure. And here is one of the characters of Tasher Desh, as painted by Pratima Devi. And this is Horotoni. Those of you familiar with the characters will be able to tell. And you will also note that the photographs show the characters with a headdress. So clearly the conception of Pratima Devi was for the costumes over here. The headdresses were added later on. But again, these are in color. And there's a world of difference between black and white photos and, of course, color reproductions. Since we are on Tasher Desh, I would like to end with another recent production of Tasher Desh that I dug up a little bit of information on. This comes from 1978. Most of us are of the belief that Tasher Desh is a wonderful children's play. It of course is. But the fact that when we have the renowned dancer Mrinalini Sarabhai, who was of course a Shantiniketan alumna. In fact, I even found out that Mrinalini Sarabhai was named after Mrinalini Chattopadhyay. How curious. When she took her dance production of Darpana Darpana Ahmedabad, which is now run by her daughter, Mallika Sarabhai, of Tasher Desh to China in October 1978. This was one of the first, possibly the first, cultural exchange that India and China had in a long time in 1978. And Mrinalini remembers, and I quote her, "On the first night, we danced Tasher Desh. The very next morning, the ambassador requested me to delete Tasher Desh from repertoire. Of course, I understood, for the Tagore play showed the ill effects of regimentation, and here the country was China." 1978. Tagore is hugely political if you only know how to stage the plays in the particular way in which perhaps they should be staged. They need not be politicized, but they're also political, as those productions from a wide range of Red Oleanders in 1928 and Tasher Desh in 1978, separated by 50 years, just as a sample to show you that there are others who think very differently about how Tagore should be treated. And I'm not talking about the political interpretations of Bangla productions, which we all know about, of Tagore, but I'm talking about international reception of Tagore's plays politically. Thank you so much. It's been wonderful speaking here. And if any of you have any questions, comments, queries, I'd be happy to answer or remark in turn, whatever you feel. No, it's a continuing process. I thought my research on Tagore's plays was over a long time back, but one still finds new things, and I have to go to Bombay. I need to know more about this production. But it needs solid time in the libraries, which in Bombay are not in great shape either. I'll have to go through the 1928 files of 2 or 3 papers. I cannot read Marathi. And here is another problem which we have not been able to address in India. Tagore's productions travel to every part of, this is post-1933, every part of India. Nobody here has been able to collect the various linguistic reactions, responses. I'm pretty sure that there was some sense across the country that there are things that Tagore is doing on stage that maybe we are attracted to. This is in the 1930s. But unless you are multilingual, unless you know Marathi or Tamil or Hindi, because he traveled to Lucknow, he traveled to Delhi, all kinds of places. Anyway, I'm taking up more time than need be. Just ideas for other people to take up later on. Any questions? Yes, please.
Sir, আমি দীপেন্দু চৌধুরী।
Yes.
মানে অত্যন্ত ভালো লাগলো, প্রভাবিত হয়ে যাওয়ার মতো।
না, ধন্যবাদ।
তো আপনি এর আগে একটা আমেরিকান সেন্টারে আমেরিকায় ট্যাগোরের প্রভাব, নাটকের প্রভাব প্রসঙ্গে
রাজা
করেছিলেন এটা, এবং আজকে এটা জানতে পারলাম যে ভারতবর্ষেও অন্য প্রদেশে নাটকের প্রভাব তুলনামূলকভাবে রবীন্দ্রনাথের অন্য যে সৃষ্টি রয়েছে, যদি ধরে নিই সাহিত্য, গোড়ার মতো উপন্যাস, যোগাযোগের মতো উপন্যাস, বা আরও একাধিক বলা যায়, বা ছোটো গল্প। আমি আজকে একটা ছোটো গল্প গিন্নি পড়ছিলাম, তো অসাধারণ গল্প আর কি, শিক্ষক আর ছাত্রের যে মজাটাই তো চলে গেছে। যাই হোক, সেখান থেকে আপনি যে ব্যাখ্যা দিলেন আমাদেরকে, মানে রবীন্দ্র নাটকের ওপরে এই যে জায়গাটা, এইটা কি কোথাও মনে হয়েছিল ব্রিটিশ ভারতে বা স্বাধীনতার পরে যে রবীন্দ্রনাথের নাটক অনেক বেশি শক্তিশালী রবীন্দ্রনাথের সাহিত্য বা কবিতার থেকে আর কি? যদিও আমরা জানি যে রবীন্দ্রনাথ নোবেল পেয়েছেন কবিতাতে বা গান থেকে, এটা কি অনেক বেশি শক্তিশালী, মানে এটা কি অনেক দ্রুত পৌঁছায়?
না, ওরকম আমি বলবো না, কখনোই বলবো না যে নাটকটা আরও শক্তিশালী, কবিতা কম শক্তিশালী, বা উপন্যাস, গল্প মানে এগুলো আলাদা আলাদা ফর্ম, এগুলো আলাদা আলাদা স্টাইলে লেখা। রবীন্দ্রনাথ রিয়েলিস্টিক স্টাইলেও লিখেছেন নাটক, কিন্তু প্রধানত নাটকের ক্ষেত্রে উনি কিন্তু সিম্বলিক্যাল বা অন্য ধরনের স্টাইলাইজড লেখা লিখতে চেয়েছিলেন। কেন আমরা ঠিক বলতে পারবো না। যেমন রাজার মতো না, আপনি রাজার কথা, কিং অফ দ্য ডার্ক চেম্বারের কথা ওঠালেন। তো রাজা তো একেবারেই অ্যালেগরিক্যাল, মানে সিম্বলিক্যাল, স্পিরিচুয়াল। এটা তো রিয়েলিস্টিক নয়। তো বিভিন্ন ধরনের লেখা, বিভিন্ন ফর্মে লেখা, সবই উনি লিখতেন, সবই পারতেন, কিন্তু যেটা হয়নি হচ্ছে যে এই অ্যাপ্রিসিয়েশনটা, রবীন্দ্র নাটকের ব্যাপারটা, সেটা আমরাও অ্যাপ্রিসিয়েট করতে পারিনি। মাঝখানে তো বহু বছর কমিউনিস্ট পার্টির রুলে এখানেই আমরা দেখেছি যে রবীন্দ্রনাথের ব্যাকগ্রাউন্ডের জন্যে ওগুলো ঘাঁটা দরকার নেই, উচিত না, তাই না? তো আমরাও ভুল করেছি। এবং পশ্চিমবঙ্গের, বাংলাদেশের বাইরেও ওরা তো জানেই না, সেটা আমাদেরই দোষ। আমরা পৌঁছে দিতে পারিনি, আমাদেরই দায়িত্ব। হ্যাঁ, হ্যাঁ, না আমি পরে আমি যেতে চাইনি, এরা অনেক সময়ও নিয়ে নিত, অনেক কিছু পরেও হয়েছে। মানে ইন্টারপ্রিটেশন বলতে অনেক ধরনের হয়েছে। তো সেগুলো আমি, কারণ গণেশবাবু কখন আম, না মানে সেটারই কথা ভাবছি। আমি তো 41-এর পর আমি যাচ্ছি না। এখন প্রোডাকশন হলে হ্যাঁ, আমি 78-এর ওই প্রোডাকশনের কথা উল্লেখ করলাম। আর প্রোডাকশনটা ওইটা দেখালাম এই একমাত্র কারণে, কারণ ডিজাইনটা সৌম্যমিত্র হুবহু ডিজাইনটা গগনেন্দ্রনাথ থেকে নিয়েছিলেন, আর কোনো কারণ নয়। রামকিঙ্করও করেছিলেন, অনেকেই করেছিলেন। একটা সেট আছে, সেট আছে, কিন্তু সেটা যদি হয়ে থাকে, মানে ব্যবহৃত যদি হয়ে থাকে, তাহলে ওই 1934-এর ঠাকুরবাড়ির যেটা প্রযোজনা সেখানে